Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and I'm joined today by Craig and Susan. And today we are talking a Richard Stanley film based on a H.P. Lovecraft story. This movie was released in 2019, and it stars Nicolas Cage. And it's a fantasy, sci-fi, horror, drama, whatever you want to call it. We are talking Colour Out of Space. We will go opening thoughts on this first. So, Craig, this will be the first time you've seen this, I think. So, what's your opening thoughts on Colour Out of Space?
My opening thoughts are it was very it was like a retro. It was like The Thing meets Stranger Things. It was a great little storyline. It would have been good as I think as a TV series maybe as well if they'd panned it out. What's my cat? But yeah, it was. The effects were gory and kooky, and the color was psychedelic, and the score was great. And there was bits where I was wincing as well. So yeah, it was good. That's my own thoughts were it was pretty good.
Thank you, Craig. We'll move over to Susan.
All right. Well, Color Out of Space is a Nicolas Cage movie. So because it's a Nicolas Cage movie, I went in with like oh geez, this is gonna suck. Because sometimes I think that, other than a few movies that I've seen, that some of the stuff that Nicolas Cage has done, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know about, but I was relatively impressed actually. He chews the scenery. He gets the compassion looking once in a while as a dad, and he plays the father, and Jolie Richardson plays the mother, and Madeline Arthur plays Lavinia. Mm-hmm. And that's a great name because it's like it's right out of Doctor Who. It's Sarah Jane Smith's aunt's name. It's a great name. Oh. And then Brendan Mayer played Benny, and Julian Hillard played Jack Gardner, the other two kids. And so that was incredible. Those were, that family was played by really quality actors, and it was my first time even hearing about it was this podcast. And so I really went in with like no, but there's excellent body horror, and there's an incredible ambiance to it, the sort of remoteness of the farm, and the fact that there weren't very many people in the movie. It was a small cast. That was cool. And one of the people in the cast was this Elliot Knight, who played Ward Phillips, who was a hydrologist, and he was there just studying the water, and he got sucked into this mishigas. And Tommy Chong played, which was fun. It was great to see Tommy Chong in a science fiction movie. I mean, but
still playing a stoner.
Well, of course, but that
was our very own Jason in 50 Years as the Mad Wizard.
I really enjoy Tommy Chong. I love Cheech and Chong, but I really love Tommy Chong. He was in that 70s show, and he was for years and years and years as a returning character. And in this case, he was he was, you know, he had to really, he had to really play innocent and play uh, uh, sort of ignorant of the situation. But the fact that he and the daughter were performing different rituals and things, that was fun. And that was also the other cool element of this, is that there was not only the science fiction of the thing coming to Earth, there was the supernatural thing with the daughter and Ezra wizard playing playing with time and space on Earth using magic, and so that was fun. And there was just like, there was a mayor, there was a sheriff, there was a reporter, and there were a bunch of animals, and basically that was it. Small cast except for the animals, and the animals also had body horror. They went through their transformation, and so craziness ensued. And yeah, I really liked it, actually. So good choice, guys. Anyway, back over to you, Lee.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think many people know about this movie. It's I never heard of it before until it popped up on a streaming app, and I sat down and watched it. I thought, that is a damn good movie. I mean, okay, yeah, H.P. Lovecraft, we know he liked the sort of body horror element in his stories. But for me, I found H.P. Lovecraft more watchable than readable sometimes. But yeah, it's the color. As I say, color out of space, but the color in this is so mesmerizing and wonderful. And what this meteorite does to the land around the farmhouse, it makes it into like a wonderland, doesn't it? It's and all these insects and creatures coming out of the ground, and it's just amazing. And then also then it just sort of like turns, like and everything starts to go bad. Yes, don't drink the water, folks. Yeah, as you say, Nicolas Cage. He's done some very good movies in the past, but just lately, his movies, well, sort of suck, really.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, most of his modern day movies now just go straight to video release or whatever. But this, he picked a great film to be in, and he didn't go over the top. There again, he does act as he's losing it, sort of chew a bit of the scenery, but he's not as bad as he has been in many movies before. This is just an outstanding performance from all, as Susan says, a small cast with many alpacas. But yeah, it's I was mesmerized with this when I first saw this, and from beginning to end, yes, it's gory, yes, it's fantastical, but it's a damn good story. So shall we go to favorite things or things you didn't like? Let's go back to Susan.
All right. Well, I don't know if I've seen Richard Stanley's work. I'm just going to check that to see if I've seen his stuff.
I think he only
did
did
The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I've seen.
Yeah, that was his first movie, I think. This is his second movie. I think this is his second, because he fell out with the film companies over The Island of Dr. Moreau because of its box office failure. And I'm sure this is only his second movie.
Yep. So anyway, I haven't seen anything he's done, but he made excellent decisions about locale and about soundtrack and about the animals and how you know connected you get to the animals. And then I mean he really uh sucked you in with beauty and color, and the special effects were amazing. Really great special effects. I love the little insect. All the beautiful the little insect was amazing. And I also liked when they were getting like it affected and stuff, and it went into their foreheads and then out their foreheads. That was amazing too. And I liked the balance of supernatural and science fiction. That was fun. And I liked I liked all the trouble they had with their equipment, their tech issues, like their cars didn't work, their television, radio. Uh, the only way that he was able to record his voice, Ezra, was on an old uh, Atari, I think it's no what Akai, AKAI, reel to reel deck, and that was cool. I mean, like those, design qualities or design pieces were amazing. And the fact that they used alpacas and that one horse, oh man, like it was tremendous. Also, uh, the way that it sounded, all the clicking and swelling music and things like that were that was pretty captivating. And because Jolie Fisher and Nicolas Cage carried it well, didn't suck, was good. Yeah, that that was amazing. And one of the parts that I really liked was the when the mother and the son were fused together. That was incredibly interesting. Never seen that.
No.
Never expected to see that. That was quite something out of this world. So, yeah, back over to you, Lee.
Completely something out of H.P. Lovecraft's head. But did you see the little nod with the Necronomicon book?
What was the little nod?
The
Evil Dead.
The Necronomicon book, what H.P. Lovecraft created in his stories. The daughter was reading it.
That's and she put blood on the. She put blood on it.
I thought that was not from H.P. Lovecraft. That was Egyptian.
Yeah, but he adapted things from the Necronomicon into his stories, didn't he?
I didn't know that.
Oh, but, yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, it's the the Book of the Dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Let's go to Craig. Over to you.
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah.
The opening scenes. I couldn't place the time that it was set in at first when she was on the horse, and I was thinking, like, what is this? Is this a magical realm? Is this she owns a horse? Like, and then you realize when she pulls up on the horse and she's smoking and the mother's like berating her, and there's like a little brick wall, and you realize she does actually live probably in some sort of cul-de-sac or what? I don't know. I know they have like big houses in America, but she is in suburbia. But I can't. It was kind of cool. And I think the biggest nod in this film. I don't know if you guys agree with me. But I kept thinking of Stephen King's Creepshow, where this meteorite lands in the garden, and there's an old man, and he touches it, or he puts water on it, or he licks his fingers with it, and then by the end of the movie, he's encompassed by green moss stuff.
Yeah. You know who that old man was, don't you?
Stephen King.
Correct.
I thought it was going to be H.P. Lovecraft.
No.
But yeah, I like the foreboding feeling in this film, where you didn't quite know what was going to happen, and I kept thinking. I know they've said it in today's, but they played it really well, where the technology didn't work. They couldn't call the police.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Jason Voorhees when he comes along and turns the power off with an axe. You know, like that they can't call the ambulance. And I was thinking in my head, I was just praying. I was thinking maybe the military will find out what's going to happen and then sanitize the area. But it just didn't happen. It just got worse and worse, and then it turned into The Thing, and then by the end, it was almost like a nuclear fallout. It was just ash and white, and then the guy from the waterboard was there, and it was like, and I thought, oh my god, has the color been taken out of Earth? Like, is it the whole planet? Like this, you know? But it just left me with more questions than answers, so it was pretty good, you know. And like I said, if it was a series, it would have been. They could do so much with it if it was a series, you know. They could go off in God knows how many different avenues. I mean, even that little giant mantis that had gone bad. And I knew he was going to turn up at the end. I was like, he's got to show another appearance. And he flew past at the end. I was like, okay. But yeah, it was nice to watch something a little bit different, with a lot of nods to retro 80s sci-fi. And yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was good.
So you thought it was from like it was sort of like 80s sci-fi?
Yeah, that's the feel I was getting from it. Like,
Huh.
definitely the thing with those alpacas when it was merged into one being.
Yeah.
And it really freaked me out. It really it made me. I haven't felt like that in a long time. Probably since I watched The Thing. But it really unnerved me, and I think, you know, it's about time something bloody did that to me, because it's only really Stranger Things and that other thing that I watch, where they go back in time and it's made in Germany. It's on Netflix. Oh my god,
The 100?
No, they go in a tunnel and then they end up going back on themselves.
The Dark.
Yeah, that. So you know, I'm glad something got my juices going again.
Well, that's why I like to hear what, you know, when we do this. We do this group because we don't always do mainstream movies, and it's nice to hear when people say, "I really enjoyed that," because there is some great movies out there what nobody's really heard of. Let's say, example, this one. Yeah, it's. I get what you're saying about the 80s vibe. I think it was all the brightness of the colours, the effects, what they did, and as you say, with the mutations of the animals, and I get where the thing came from there. But
two versions came up on Amazon Prime. There was one from, I don't know what it was, but it was the wrong one. It's not the Nicolas Cage one. I don't know if it's a remake of something, or I'm not sure. I'll have to double check it.
Yeah, it might be an earlier version, and this is maybe an updated version. But I just think the acting in this is amazing. From the little kid as well. His acting in this I mean, okay, yeah, he was just being dumbfounded by all the and scared, but the acting from him was brilliant. And don't forget Sam the dog as well. Sam the dog was good.
I loved all the scenes with the dog because I kept thinking, is it going to go down a Pet Cemetery route? And obviously, the dog can have yellow eyes at the end or something, but it's just unnerved me.
I mean, Ezra's cat,
Poor cat.
G Spot the cat. I mean, yeah,
G-spot the pussy.
Yes, yeah. Fancy calling a pussy G Spot.
Oh, is that what the G Spot was? I thought he was. Oh, don't worry. I got it completely wrong. I was like, that's a bit of a weird thing to say, but anyway.
After the cast, Craig, I'll draw you a diagram. Well,
Got all night.
Yeah. I mean, G Spot got its comeuppance, didn't it? Because that was.
I'll leave you to it. You both of you.
Yeah, it was just all the mutations and it started off so good. You know, everything was wonderful. All these brightly coloured flowers, and then it's the way it affected the minds. You could see with Nicolas Cage and Jolie Richardson, the way they were at each other in the kitchen. They were just wanting to fight each other. You know, when he was picked all those tomatoes, those great big tomatoes, and this is the way it was affecting him. And he was drinking more and more of the water. Well, he wasn't drinking the water. He was having ice made from the water in his drinks. So that was affecting him more.
And when she chopped her fingers off as well, that freaked me out.
Yeah.
God, that was a great part. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Because you kind of knew that something was going to happen, but you just like when they went there, you're like, wow.
And then she just stood there, you know, as in a different world. It's an amazing story. And I recommend it to anybody. If nobody out there has seen this movie, please watch it. I know it's on Amazon Prime.
A bit like the Tommyknockers, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But I'll give it a watch because I do recommend it wholeheartedly. Anything else? What anybody like to say about this before we go to final say and score?
Yeah, well, the moment where she is the Lavinia is laying down and her mother and her mother and brother unit are on top of her. That was I thought that they were three going to fuse together. I had this like, you know, I was trying to in my mind imagine that. And then, you know, Ward shows up and he's like, you know, this is LifePod. Now is a great time to take a few.
Yeah. So we'll go back to Susan when she's finished there. But the thing is the makeup, the makeup of as the mutated mother and son was so well done. And you know, the moans of young Jack and you could see the suffering in Jolie Richardson's face when she was laid there, and they had to carry her up the stairs out the sunlight and dump her in the attic.
Because I thought the plants were poisonous. I thought they were going to give out something toxic or something, like in the Sarah Jane Adventures with those when those plants appear and spray out pollen that kills people or whatever it does.
Like Journey to Eden in Star Trek. Yes, exactly.
But the plants were the tree were because it grabbed the sheriff and sorted him out. The tree.
That took me by surprise, actually.
And the flowers that were from the well up to the house.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you were saying before you was interrupted.
I was interrupted.
You was on about the mother. You was worried about.
I was in my mind imagining the you know, morphic figure of mother, son, and daughter, like a three-headed or son's head on one side, daughter's head kind of fused to the back of her head. I mean, I was just going there, and because I was, after the animals in the barn, and then the truck bed, all the animals in the truck bed, and then I mean, I was just imagining it. It sort of
It
brought
sucked
your
you in.
mind,
It sucked you in, didn't it?
brought your mind to the point where you were like, well, this is what that will look like if that's what happens. And so, yeah,
I,
it was incredibly well produced with the special effects.
yeah.
There were practical effects, and like the light effects were freaking out of this world. They were so beautiful. This stuff, all this purple stuff, and the spindly things, it looked like it was just gorgeous.
Did you notice as well, right from the beginning of the movie, Lavinia, what is her name? Is it Lavinia?
Yeah, Lavinia.
Her hair was dyed purple. Bottom of her hair was all purple at the bottom. I don't know if that was a clue to what was to come, but yeah.
I didn't know that.
But purple's a very spiritual color. So.
Yeah. But
yeah, and the hair, like her trying to cure her mother's cancer using witchcraft, that was brilliant. That was really, really brilliant.
I tell you what was brilliant, what was eerie, was when they went to see Ezra near the end of the movie, and he was just sat there in his hut, and his voice was on the recording tape.
That was my favourite bit.
He was just explaining, stating what was going on in the earth. It had come from outer space. This, that, you can hear them. They're here. Then blah blah. He was just sat there. I mean, was he dead, or was he on death's door? The light glowing in his head, getting brighter and brighter. That was just so.
Imagine if something did just drop in from space like that in the desert or in someone's back garden. It could happen right now. We just would never know.
Get into the soil, get into the water.
Forget COVID.
Yeah, at least this is more colourful.
And then Ward at the end, he's like, I'm really glad they drowned it under 60 feet of water, but I will never drink the water.
I'll never drink it.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. And the fact that the African American guy is the survivor, that was also like, that gives me chills just talking about that. That's that, because it's usually the other way around.
Well,
yeah, he was a good character.
I think that
vouching for him.
I think that may have been changed from the original H.P. Lovecraft, shall we say? Seen as
go Stanley.
Racist.
Screw with the evil part of that.
Yeah. Yes, kids out there, please don't drink water, because I tell you what, fish pee in it. Okay. Don't water. So, shall we go to final say and score?
Yeah. If Craig doesn't disappear into his colors.
The light is coming from his head. Okay, Craig. What's your
Craig, are you all right?
There is something up there after all. I'll give this a 9 things out of 10, I think, for this one.
Cool. Over to Susan.
I will give this 9 purple spindly color flares out of 10. Oh, one more thing. There were no lens flares. It was just light out there. Not in the lens, but out there. It was so amazing. They did a really good job with that. It was so amazing. 9.
9. Okay.
9 of them. 9 of those things.
Well, I'm going to give this 10, 10 Nicolas Cage fist pumps out of 10 because I was just so overwhelmed and surprised by this movie, and it stuck in my head. It stuck in my head, and it just wanted to get out there. And this is why we're doing this cast today. So yeah, it's 10 for me because I just really enjoyed this movie. So Craig, Susan, thanks for watching Colour Out of Space with me. Thanks for talking the movie. You guys out there, if you've seen this movie, let us know what you thought of it. Please leave a comment on our video on YouTube. Or if you want to join us, message me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well, and we'll get you on casts. You guys out there, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. But remember to press the bell notification because you will get a little ding every time we put up a new video. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Couple 3 a week sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. We would like to have some fresh faces, maybe two or three, just to brighten the week up and have a little bit of rota going. But so if you want to join, you know how what to do. Just get in touch and we'll sort you out. So until next time, be seeing you. Bye for now.
Water.